admitted for PM Mentoring UA. She also co-authored the book Hidden in Words. We now invite Ms. Shubhashri P. to share a few words.
Hello, namaste to everyone present here. Firstly, thank you for that wonderful introduction of mine. I'm really grateful and glad to be a part of this event. So now, so that we know that it's a Sci-Sec club, which is cybersecurity. Now let's think about why is cybersecurity so important? Well, cybersecurity is a crucial field as we speak of today in the world that we are steeping in or in the pace that we are moving. Why? The reason being that we are dealing with data. Now this data can be categorized as into four separate things. Firstly being personal data, that is your PD, then sensitive personal data, and then critical personal data and non-personal data. But the shocking fact that I will be telling you is, in India, we do not have a particular law or a framework that can tell us or protect us while utilizing this data with our data fiduciaries. And that's where data protection bill and data protection laws comes into picture. Yes, you can tell me that there are IT laws, that is Information Technology Act 2000, in which our parliament passed, to deal with cyber crimes that was increasing during that time. Because of which they amended 3 to 4 acts as well. The first one being the Indian Penal Code 1860, and the other one is the Indian Evidence Act 1872, and Bankers Book Act and RBI Act, respectively, of 1891 and 1934. This was so done so that India would be prepared with the cyber crimes so that we have a legal framework such that if anything happens, we can come up and question legally in courts. But the problem being, as said earlier, as we face longer, we realize that personal data is at utmost importance. And for that, K.S. Justice Puttaswamy, in his famous case, argued in the Supreme Court, and he got something called fundamental right. Right to privacy is considered as fundamental right under Article 21 today. But to understand the scope and how much we can exercise it, we do not have the laws yet. And that's why the reason is not that they're not able to make the law. They have. They have introduced bills. They have seen improvisations on further. Again, it was introduced in 2019. It was sent for re-improvisation, and the Joint Parliament Committee came up with it, and again it sent into 2021. But since we are dealing with the integrity of the citizens of India, it is difficult. That is agreeable. But it is a need of the hour, because before, long back, India was a closed economy. Today, India is an open economy. Not just being an open economy, it's a digitalized economy as well. So now when we are talking about globalization, digitalization, hacking and ethical crimes, the non-ethical crimes and cyber crimes, it's just a piece of cakewalk. Just easily. I say this why? Because let's consider, you might be aware that there is something called white hat and black hat, right? So now black hat is where all these crimes take place. You're in the mood of attacking. But whereas white hat is what you guys are going to do once you graduate. That is, you'll be in the cyber security. So you will be protecting, you will be thinking of avoidance, you have a lot of set of criteria. Now let's take an example of, let's say, now I have to barge into some house and steal something. So my thought process right now, what it would be? Let's say I'm going to study my target. So I'm going to the house, I'm going to read the daily activities of my target, and then I'm going to come up, okay, this person is not going to stay during this hours, so I can enter the house maybe through the windows, the doors, or the terrace. So this is how I'm going to think about in physical aspect. Now if I have to think about in psychological aspect, there comes your deception. Deception is the easiest way to get in, and that's how all crimes are done. What is deception? It's where you establish a trust with your target. Now that's your phishing. You might be aware, where I will just establish a trust with you, telling that, okay, your bank, this thing is safe, there is some problem, I am there for you, and extract information. I take your OTP, and then I'm going to play with your life forever. So that is deception there. So all these aspects, what am I going to do? It's very easy for me, and it's a cakewalk. But then, when you're talking in terms of security, now I am inside my house, now I have to think about securing my house. So first thing I may say that security systems I'm going to maintain, I'm going to establish this, and then the next thing I'm going to think about is how am I going to save my valuables in the house, whether I'm going to keep it in the hall, or I'm going to lock it up, all my gold in the bank. There are so many criteria that you have to think. So that's what I'm trying to tell, is that in cyber security, as a person that you're taking up, you have a lot of objectives that you have to cover. And even after doing all of those, even if you say that my system is 100% secure, there are other aspects that you can go into. That is called deception. So all these areas have to be considered, and therefore, cyber security is the most thinking and thinkable and a decision-making criteria. Hence, I would say that whatever initiative that has been taken up by the club, to the upcoming years of where cyber laws will also be framed and strengthened, and cyber security will play in a great demand. So all the best, and I wish all this will be put up into best productivity in India, and wish to see most of them in the government service as well. Thank you.